Good evening. This is day 2 of my 7 minutes of 7 days of inspirations that I'm going to air for the next 7 days at 7 p.m. So it's 777. This is day 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a scripture. Yesterday I said I was going to do all my recordings in one day. It didn't turn out that way. Things changed. So I said I was going to have on the same clothes for the whole day because my plan was to do all of the recordings that day and just schedule them to air every day. So I'm going to take uh, and I want it to be impromptu for me too. So I have a number of cards that have scriptures on them. So I just picking one out so that I can read to share with you for 7 minutes. So this one is from Isaiah 26:3. And it says, "You keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you." Now, I've been saved since August 26, 1990. I gave my heart to God, and I haven't regretted it one day of my life. But this scripture tells us Isaiah 26:3, and when you're memorizing scriptures, and it's always good to hide the word in your heart. And the way that you do that is by memorizing scriptures. You do it like Isaiah 26:3. You keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Isaiah 26:3. Now, just imagine what it's like to be kept in perfect peace. First of all, your mind have to be stayed on him, meaning that not 24 hours a day, you're only thinking about God, you're only thinking about Christ. But the fact is that you have thoughts all day long. You have situations that you go through, and your thoughts are connected to every situation that you face, every challenge that you encounter, every relationship that you may have. You have thoughts about them. And our thoughts, he will keep him in perfect, you keep him in perfect peace, whose mind, our mind is not absent from the challenges, the difficulties, the problems, the rejections, the obligations, the brokenness, the life experiences that we have. Our mind is not separated from that. So being that all of those things happen to us on a regular basis, on a daily basis, some days we get a reprieve, some days it's uneventful. There are no active occurrences that are changing your life. And when I say an active occurrence, that means something that's happening right now that is changing your life. It could be that you walked down the street and you fell on a pebble. Now your ankle is sprung. And that active occurrence has significantly affected you. Your mind is not absent from that. Your mind is not absent from the fact that you might have been late at work. But God says in his word that he will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on him. So, okay, God, I don't know why this happened to me. I wish it didn't happen to me, but the fact is that it did. What am I going to do with this? How am I going to process this? Is processing this even feasible for me at this time? He will keep you in perfect peace. And peace means that you're going to have some rest. You're not going to be worried. You're not going to be overly concerned. And yesterday, the scripture was, cast all your cares upon him because he cares for you. You won't be over concerned. You're going to say, okay, this is something that I'm dealing with right now. How am I going to maneuver through this? How am I going to work through this? And you know what the word says? God said he will guide you with his eyes. So when you get to a place in your life where you can allow God to guide you with his eyes, then that means that you can close yours in situations. You can close your eyes because you're wanting him to guide you. That means not that you're walking blindly, as some people do experience physical blindness. Can you live a life experiencing physical blindness in a spiritual way and allow God to keep your mind in perfect peace because you know he cares for you? Because you know the whole purpose of your life is connected to him. He will keep you in perfect peace. You don't have to worry. The evils of today are sufficient therein. So can you walk around blindly and spiritually, allowing God to guide you with his eyes? When you can do that, God, and it doesn't say don't pray. It doesn't mean that you don't cry sometimes. It does, because you're human. You in this earth, you have those emotions. God put those emotions in you. So it's not fair for you to have an emotion like I'm happy all the time. Oh, woo, 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 woo. Life is not that. That is not life. That's a moment of life. But what happens is there's a time you may be sad also. But when God keeps you in perfect peace, you know that no matter what it is you go through, whether it's those joyous moments, and we're having so much joy right now with this festive holiday, or if it's challenging moments, someone passed, someone was not able to make it to this day that you're able to sit here and even listen to this. God will keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on him. And the most important thing about that peace is that you don't have to worry because you trust in him. He is the source of your strength. You trust in him. He will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on him.